Welcome, my friends. Just came rushing in from doing training with Chikung Shifu. If you would like to apply a bit of the liniment or oils that I've been describing as a way to help soften the neck and the shoulders before you begin, highly recommended, as long as you've found it helpful. Good stuff. And then when you are ready, let's go ahead and settle into a comfortable, basic Wuji standing posture. Your whole body is soft and comfortable. Allowing your system to become quiet. Remember that the very first thing that we do during training is we allow everything to slow down and stop. Any sense of momentum or inertia from earlier in the day, any spinning thoughts or complex emotions, any patterns of tension, let them fall through and out of your body. Simply coming to rest in the present moment. Let go of any need to do something or be something, to change something. This constant tendency to control. And let go. Softening your neck, sides of your neck, the back of your neck. Releasing your throat. Feeling as though your head is released upward since you're no longer pulling it down. Softens upward. Also letting go of any tension around your eyes, behind your eyes, any tension in your jaw. soft and comfortable. Releasing the tops of your shoulders. Lines of tension along the sides of your neck. Softening the front of your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, the space just beneath your arms. Allowing your elbows and your wrists to hang down freely. All of this gentle movement releasing through the arms, toward the elbows, toward the hands. Everything softens outward. The elbows as though growing heavy, the hands softening. Hands softening down, crown of the head continuing to release upward. Your chest is soft. Your upper back is open. As you stop holding up your chest and your chest falls, there's this natural sinking and softening toward the belly. Releasing your lower back as well. Your lower back softens open, your tailbone sinking toward the ground. Only because you're releasing your back, not because you are tucking your hips. Your lower back, your glutes, the front and the sides of your hips all soften. As your hips release, allow that softening of the hips to release your knees. So there's a gentle sitting through the hips. Your knees gently unlock. Your ankles are soft. Your whole lower body is relatively straight and upright, but unlocked. Releasing all the way to your feet and your toes. Softening your lower back, your hips. Softening this space between your legs, the inside of your legs. And in the center is a slow and fine and deep, comfortable breath. You're not trying to control your breath, you're simply making space for it, allowing it to become soft and open. Before we develop any particular Qigong skills or deeper meditation qualities, it's important to recognize that first, there must be a strong foundation in this ability to be quiet, to be in a neutral place, to simply be comfortable and present. For instance, it's a general rule that you don't want to practice Qigong while you're having strong emotional reactions. It's much better just to go for a walk or something. So this posture in this moment is cultivating the ability to be quiet and neutral, your body to be open and soft, your breath to be open and uncontrolled, uncontrived. Your mind is relatively at rest. So that you're in a mostly neutral, quiet, present state. And this is very important before any particular Qigong practice that you do. So don't underestimate the importance of this method. Cultivate this skill of being open and free before trying to do anything with your body-mind. When your mind wanders away, remember not to control the process, but rather to soften around the agitation of your mind. Notice the distraction. Just notice it. Be awake while you notice it. Lose interest. And let your awareness come back to this process of softening. All of the tissues in your body just draping like soft cloth. The soft tissues fall open and sink. This feeling of settling through your body all the way through to the ground. And as this sense of the weight of your body falls through into the earth, which may take some practice, this makes space inside the body. This takes the compression and the pressure away from the system, which is allowed to expand and open and fill. And this allows your head further to be released upward, your joints to open more, your whole body lengthens as it softens open. Just another 10 minutes or so. Allow your body and your mind to soften into presence. Your whole body soft and open, effortless and free. Your mind settled into the moment, quiet. Your heart cultivating a sense of peace. Just being here can be its own very powerful method of practice. Again, even if you don't join me for this class every day, I highly recommend doing this practice. And stand just long enough so that this sense in your body begins to open. But take a break and walk around if it starts to cultivate more attention than softness. You'll know when that line is being crossed. And when you're ready, closing, opening, softening, releasing your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders and neck, your chest and upper back, your ribs, your waist, softening your belly, placing your palms on top of your navel, allowing your awareness to sink into that space, into the navel, between the belly button and the spine if possible. Allowing your mind to accumulate in that spot as though it's a substance that's slowly gathering there. Some gentle circles around the navel. I've been doing a lot of work on my dantian this morning, moving things around, and it's been making my belly growl like crazy, so I apologize. Sounds like I'm keeping an angry dog in the next room. Both directions, spiraling back inward. And then let's get a little bit of extra circulation going through the legs. You can soften down through your thighs, shaking your thighs if they grew tense from practice. Hopefully they didn't. You can also move your legs, your hands down the backs of your legs, up the inside and front, if that's comfortable. You want to have this sense of ease through your legs as you sink. So you can gently soften them on the way down, soften them on the way up. You can also lengthen the backs of them if that feels more comfortable. Similar with the arms. Up the outside, down the inside. If you're somebody who tends to have difficulty with circulation, make sure that you only stand long enough to aid and open your body. If you have joint pain, perhaps you have arthritic knees or hips, please do then stand only long enough so that things seem to soften open and become free, not so long that you start to compact down onto your joints and cause pain. That's the wrong direction. And once you're finished, if you have difficulty with circulation, spend extra time with these kinds of practices. And of course, if you ever have any questions about any of this, please feel free to put them down into the chat box. Grabbing a chair. Maybe I'll angle this down just a little bit. Settling into your chair. If you'd like to meditate, of course, sitting on the ground, you're welcome to. It's usually not recommended if you find that the posture is uncomfortable or it causes a lack of circulation in your legs. We want to simply sit and be open, at least at this stage of practice. Excuse me. I was out mowing the lawn this morning. Settling your weight into that space just in front of the sitting bones here so that your spine is allowed to be straight. Crown of your head continues to float upward. Lengthening your back. Make sure your back is not arched or rounded. You're not trying to pull your chest up like some yogic postures. We are simply softening. The chest is neutral. The lower back is comfortable and settled. And that is the main emphasis of this practice. We are still cultivating this foundational quality of stillness, presence, the comfort with just being here. It's very, very common that people are very uncomfortable with this prospect of simply being here, just sitting here. What are we doing? Nothing. We're just sitting here. And that can drive certain parts of our minds to distraction, literally, with the need to do and to be, to control. And so that's what we're working on, softening that piece of our nature. Because if we take that piece of our nature with us into regular Qigong practice, it only causes problems. So we simply sit, hands resting on our knees, if that's comfortable. Softening our chest and our shoulders and our neck in particular. Allow the weight to fall through to that sitting point that I was mentioning. The elbows hang, allowing the shoulders to release. Keep the shoulders open. Don't roll them forward or try to pull them back. Your legs are completely soft. Feel free to check down below in the little comment box area for some links to discussions on standing and seated posture if you're confused. Softening into presence. Since the seated position for most people is easier, you now no longer have the standing practice to contend with. So it's that much easier to allow your mind to settle and soften. So you get to take the last practice up another notch, a whole new level of release. letting your whole body soften. Usually, when people begin to release the controls on their mind, the need to compress and force themselves to do things, for a little while their minds go a little wild. They run around, they're especially seemingly out of control. We usually compare it to shaking up a bottle of soda and taking the lid off. It needs to decompress for a little bit before it can settle. And that first half of an hour with standing is really good for that. Letting the mind express itself and be free. And now, as you sit, sink even more deeply into the present moment. Notice that it might be even easier to dismiss the distractions as they appear. It's okay if it's still difficult. Simply continually return and return, coming back to now and now. just another 10 minutes. Allowing your whole body to be soft. Continuing to let it open and expand through letting go. Not to collapse. That's the wrong kind of release. Allow your breath to move freely and your mind to continually fall back into the present moment. few comfortable, easy breaths. Your mind is bright and clear. Your whole body is soft and open. Your emotions settled, peaceful. Hands nice and warm. Allowing that warmth to soak in, around and behind the eyes. Three times. Be careful about doing this if you had put any of that liniment or oil in your hands earlier. Rubbing around your face, your ears, back of your neck especially. And then drawing down the back of the neck, front of the body, from the lower back, pushing down along the legs, top of the feet, space between the first and second toe off into the ground. And let's do a little circulation on the legs. Again, if you chose to sit on the ground in a meditation posture for this practice, you'll probably want to do far more circulations for your legs. We cover a lot of them in the Qigong self-massage series. Closing. Allowing that new and bright level of awareness to settle into the center of your body. Again, accumulating as though the mind is a fluid that soaks into the tissues there. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your practice. If there's any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat box there. Either way, we will be back here in 15 minutes on a separate link for the neck and shoulder Qigong practice. Thank you, Mel. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and feel much more settled. And hopefully you'll come back for the Qigong practice.